What's up, Virgos? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name's Annie. Happy to be with all you Virgos out there in YouTube land. Welcome, especially to the newbies. I hope you enjoy the tarot reading that is coming up for you here. And to the returning subscribers, people who've been following me, thank you. You guys are the best. I appreciate you. Let's do your little sips, as I call it, here at the Intuitive Teacup mini love tarot readings. This is just an energy check, a temperature check to see where you're at, where your person's at, what the universe wants you to know about the situation. So if there isn't a person that you're currently thinking about, crushing on, something of the sort, this message might not be for you, or it may resonate later. Frequently, that's what happens with tarot. Tarot taps into our subconscious, for those who aren't super familiar. So that means they're hidden messages. They exist within us, but we're bringing them to the surface in tarot, right? We're illuminating you to them. So if it feels strange or foreign at first, that's normal. You don't have to act on any of the messages yet, but feel free to revisit them at a later date because it may actually resonate with you then, okay? That's my general disclaimer. Takeaway messages today that do resonate for your circumstance or scenario, that fit, that again, resonate with you. Everything else release or push to the side for now. Never force anything to fit. That is rule number 1 in tarot, okay? Everything else about this video will be down in that description box for you below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram, as well as .com. Like, share, subscribe wherever you can, and if you want to book a personal, that's all down below. That's my spiel. I was laughing because halfway through there, I feel like I started to sound like one of the readers I really like. She's a spiel. What is her name? She calls herself like the woke therapist. She's a Taurus, and she's great. She's actually one of my favorite tarot readers, and she comes at it from like a psychology perspective. She used to be like She Do Soulology or something like that. She's changed her name a few times, but anyway, she's great, and she just has a funny sense of humor. She always says, "I love your freaking face," and I love her. So something about, I don't know, maybe something about a Taurus is coming through, or maybe you should all check her channel out. I'm not getting paid to endorse her by any means, but yeah, I'll try and link her down in my description box because her readings are really cool. I really like her energy. Anyway, here we go. All right, looking at your situation. So bottom of your deck is Queen of Wands. Very interesting. There might be an offer being made to my Virgos out there, specifically from a fire queen. Now, it certainly could be a female. It could also indicate, though, that someone is tapping into their more feminine energy, even if it is a male, with Knight of Cups. So that's my hopeless romantic, my fun, kind of corny, sappy knight. But I mean, if you're watching a love reading, usually that's good, and especially if it's a water sign, that could be a nice little fit for you. Potentially a mutable water sign, that would be a Pisces, right? Someone who's looking for change and forward movement, growth in their growth and progress in their love life. Particularly a fire sign too. So Aries, Leo, Sag, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Doesn't have to be either one. If it's not a fire sign, it could indicate someone who's very passionate, someone who's maybe very spiritual, very creative. This could also indicate a spirit guide too, kind of looking over you in your love life, watching you kind of look for the next big prospect or something in your love life. Or if you're currently with a fire sign, it says, hey, this is going places, kid. Keep following that. Yeah. So, you know what's funny? When I started your reading, I heard wedding cake. So, I mean, maybe if any of you relate to that, small confirmations for those who relate to that message. Could be also that you may meet somebody at a wedding cake, and it doesn't even have to be wedding cake, but it was like a big celebratory. I'll be interested to see if that card comes up again, but birthday cake, wedding cake, anniversary cake. So it could mean that you guys are celebrating like 7 months together or 7 years together, or do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's something about understanding that you guys are a good team. You work well together. There's maybe a little bit of like a feisty side to you guys, but it's cute. It's more in like a passionate, romantic way. You guys, it's funny. You guys know how to push each other's buttons, but you also know how to like recover quickly. Like if there's little disputes or arguments, like friendly competition is sort of what's coming through. I just have to point out the ridiculousness of this because I am in fact using Golden Girls Tarot. I have to say, I love this deck. I've been using it for my readings and it's phenomenal. So just so you can fully appreciate what we're dealing with here, Golden Girls Tarot, guys. Golden Girls Tarot. This is cute, though. So there's that Tower card. My goodness. It's come up in every single reading I've done. You guys are, I think, the 7th or the 8th zodiac sign I'm reading for. Tower card. Every single reading. So that's the thing. It's not always bad with a Tower card. Sometimes it can be electricity and passion. Let's keep reading and see what we can get here. Because I'm going to give it to you straight. If it's a shitty Tower card, I'll let you know. I don't think it is, though. Your cards are very positive. Yeah, there's a fire sign who wants to make romantic proposals to you. They may be planning some sort of celebration. It doesn't have to be wedding proposals, but I have to be honest, for some of you it is. Or just inviting you out for like a date, inviting you out to go on like a mini road trip, inviting you out to do something special with you. Something kind of surprising, or it could involve like a hobby or an activity, or like bowling club. Do you know what I mean? That's very specific, but something about, we're going to go rock climbing today, or maybe like something athletic or team oriented. Maybe you're going to the neighbor's pool party to play bocce ball. Like, do you know what I mean? There's something like about getting together a group of people and having a lot of fun, but your person is doing it because they want to be close to you, and maybe they're trying to get to know your family. Maybe they're trying to hang out and spend more time with your friends to kind of be initiated into that inner circle. It's very positive energy. So the Tower card may have to do with a job. Some of you may be struggling in your job, simply because it's next to the Emperor, which does stand for our career, our livelihood, our business. I never do fear-based readings, Virgo, ever. That's not ever my intention. It could indicate one or both of you are struggling with jobs. Maybe you're looking for work, or you're sensing that there's like some chaos in the workplace. Yeah, you may be on the prospect to find new means of income. Or if this is in fact a fire sign being an Aries, it's saying you have like electric passion with an Aries. And again, very specific. That's not a message for all of you. And for some of you, it has to do with your work and your income. There's you. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So for some of you, this is going to be upsets in money, or it could even be drama in the workplace. It's wanting to separate yourself from people at work and go your own way. So maybe some of you are thinking about leaving too. I mean, you could be bringing down the Tower on your work, on your boss. But yes, sometimes the energies can go vice versa. So never meaning to do fear-based readings at all. That's never my intention. It really doesn't serve me to put, the fear of God in you. That's not what I do. There is a Tower moment for some of you. It's like electric love and passion with someone who I get the sense you've been with them for a while, whatever that means to you. This doesn't feel like someone you just met on a dating app, though. I mean, it could, right? Maybe you're in the honeymoon stage. That could be what this is too. It also feels like you guys may be ramping up towards engagement. So let me keep working through this. So you may be dealing with a Cancer or an Aquarius, or specifically a male air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That doesn't have to be, though. You have a lot of people coming up in your spread, Virgo. Of course you do. You do every time I read for you guys. This isn't the most, I was going to say communicative person, but that's really doing them a disservice by saying that. The High Priestess is the silent communicator. She's very spiritual. She is the direct messenger or recipient of messages from God, from Source, from Spirit. In a sense, it's coming up in their thoughts, because I think they are very in their head about you, Virgo, but they don't always communicate their feelings. In fact, this person doesn't love to be vulnerable. In the past, they used to run away from their feelings when they felt like it's almost like if they caught feelings, it scared them, and so they would run away from that. With you, they're willing to stick around and see where it goes, because in their heart, they see themselves going places with you. They see you as helping to separate them from an old version of themselves, or an old cycle in their life that was a little bit chaotic, a little bit confusing. You seem to be a welcome relief. You put this person at peace, and they want to move towards that more. That's what I mean. This feels like this is ascending to something deeper. This person may have been married previously. They may be going through a divorce. Yeah, settling issues or things. The dust settling from a divorce in past cycles in their life. And in their action card, I mean, they are going to communicate, but they're thinking about how they want to do it now. And in terms of the action, what will they do? You have the King of Communication. So I like that a whole lot. Again, it's not someone who's going to use lots of flowery words. It's not someone who's chatty, but it's someone who says what they want because they know what they want. There's absolute clarity. There is a powerful meaning to their words. It's like they don't use them sloppy. If they're going to say something to you, it's because they mean it. But they're not going to like dance around it. And I don't get the impression that they're into head games. It's not that. It's just they feel things deeply, but they don't always vocalize it. And I think they're going to vocalize something important to you. Let's see what comes up here. Help me out here, Spirit. Let's guide Virgo in the right direction. You, Virgo, I'm not sensing this is for most of you. I'm just throwing it out there for the one or two who relate to this. You may be ambivalent or apprehensive because you may have two options. You may be deciding between a Cancer and, again, a male air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Or it could be that one of those two signs may have you tied up in other responsibilities. You know, maybe your father is an Aquarius and you're taking care of that. Do you know what I mean? There's something about splitting your time between the two. For most of you, though, I don't think it's romantic. You may also be a child of divorce, particularly if you're dealing with parents who either have separated in the past or have recently separated. It feels like you're always the middleman. Interesting. So in Virgo's person's action, this is a great deck in terms of the visuals, but it is a pain in the ass to shuffle. When I try and get a card to fall out, it's like 9,000 fall out. It drives me nuts. But it's such a great deck that I want to use it, so that's why I don't use it a lot. But what is this King of Swords in Virgo's person's action? The Crone. All right, so an elderly figure. This person may have a significant age difference on you. Yeah, this is also messages from Source, from Spirit. Maiden Mother Crone, generational. So it could be a female air sign as well for some of you. This is something about Aries is coming through for me too. This person feels a spiritual connection with you. Hold on. And yeah, it's like they want to gift you with, I don't know, their heart, a ring, a token of appreciation. They want to build a nest with you. They want to transition out of the old cycle that they were going through and into a new one with you. It's like they want you on the boat with them when they go to their next place. This person might be traveling. In fact, this person may be at a point in their career where they've decided to end something. If that's what this might not be you. If they've decided they want to move towards something new independently, individually, hermit, right? Singlehood, entrepreneur type energy, there's the potential risk of losing you because their business may be taking them to literally new shores, new lands, new cities. That in itself, it's like they want you to jump on the boat with them. They want you to fly with them. They want you to be a part of this new life. And maybe that is a very heavy conversation. I don't know if they're worried, but they want to do it just right so it doesn't feel like they're giving you an ultimatum. They want to communicate clearly and precise with you. But yeah, I mean, it's a difficult energy because I think it does run the risk of losing you by like, I'm really sorry, but I have to move to Los Angeles. Want to come with me, Virgo? Like it's something of that sort. But they do feel a spiritual connection with you. It's not that they're trying to ditch you. In fact, I think they want you to come with them, but in a very like lovely way. Yeah, you're their anchor. They respect that you can't change your entire life for them, right? So in a way, they do have they have thought this through. That's why they're not just tossing it into your lap like it's some casual conversation. There is major change in one or both of your lives. I think this person is making every effort to have you be a part of that change because you are their anchor, you are their rock, you are their long-term person. You may have gotten tattoos of each other. There's permanence here. But with that permanence, you have to think about the anchor. It's not the same as establishing roots in the earth. It's not a tree that's going to be there forever and ever and then sprout from the earth. You, Virgo, an earth sign. This could potentially be a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. The ship has anchored with you temporarily, but there is something about impermanence, is that the right term, where they're headed new places, and again, it's like they want you to fly with them. I almost take that, this is such a funny metaphor, it's like the crone, the maiden mother crone, it's like generational. It's almost like they want you to be their mama. Like they're like throughout the years, they want to like potentially have grandkids with you, like that kind of energy. You do have a staying power in their life. And so the decision to move away from you, it's very heavy, it's very weighted. They're, especially with an Aries, they're wanting you to come along if you would consider such a thing. Because they sense that if you were to not go with them, and you don't have to, Virgo, right? This is just the message coming through. They would, something about trying a long distance relationship, they don't necessarily want to do that. They feel like it wouldn't suffice to not be together in the long term. There is like kind of a it's now or never quality to this. Yeah, and I do think it has someone to do with changing their careers or moving homes. And again, the situation is going to be a little bit different for everyone. If you're married to this person, it could just be that they're trying to avoid an argument, like a chaos, explosions, because there is something they feel they need to go and do. And they want to have your approval because, again, you hold a great weight, you hold a great power in their life, but it is their time to fly. They can't be held right now. They need to go do something, perhaps independently. I mean, you did have the Hermit card come up here. Independence, that is your card, Virgo. I love how it's shown with a flashlight. It's like, it kind of has like this cool like detective quality to it too. Typically it's a lantern, right? It's about spiritual awakenings, about going within and connecting to your mind, body, and spirit, and, you know, allowing spirit to illuminate your next path, your next spiritual journey. Let's hop into your energy here. So yeah, this might involve your husband or vice versa, your wife. There is a nice dynamic here, but there's a feeling between you guys. There's an energetic bond, but there's also a, excuse me. I hate to like keep saying the same thing over and over again, but it's what's coming through. There's a heavy conversation that needs to take place, and it might be a heavy truth. It's something that both of you already know and intuitively feel, but coming out and talking about it is very hard. Maybe this does have to do with some sort of secretive energy. Maybe there was third-party activity. If that's the case, though, and I rarely get this message, I'm going to be honest with you. If that's the case, the energetic bond between you guys is so strong. I'm not condoning cheating or third-party activity. This says to me a lot of you are going to choose to be the bigger person and to work through it. Very interesting. Again, particularly with a Cancer or an Aquarius. I don't think my Virgos are stoked to move. I think your person knows that. That's why it's such a difficult conversation. But I think you would do it for your person. And it may involve you leaving your job or leaving your family, not forever, but to be at a distance from them, essentially to sacrifice one relationship so that you can move closer to be with another. Again, not saying you should do that. Whatever you have to listen to your intuition. That's what the moon always tells us, but you already intuitively felt this, though. This is saying to me with the High Priestess and the Moon, you very likely are dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer, though it doesn't have to be. Your subconscious is what's connected to the Moon. It's saying you already felt this change was coming. So as much as having the conversation, you may still be uncomfortable or wanting to avoid that. It's almost inevitable. And it's something about like the pulling of the tides and the Moon. You knew it was coming, so in a way you were maybe already mentally preparing to have this conversation. Yeah, he stands at attention. He's aware. He's looking for the attack. It's not something to fear, but it does have to do with someone moving away or being at a distance from you. This could even be your child going off to college or something like that, where it's like you have so much love for them, but you know it's their time to go out and do something. It doesn't have to indicate a divorce, but for some of you, I'm getting that vibe a little bit. Again, there's a lot of messages coming through, so I do feel like I'm reading for multiple Virgos. So in your person's action card, they have the King of Swords, the master communicator, someone who's, very, very intelligent, uses their logic. In yours, you have the Queen of Swords, but it's in reverse. And this is such a cool Queen of Swords. I just love that card. I think it's so cool. In a sense, they are a couple, and it has nothing to do with gender, guys. This is, a more modern way of reading tarot. It has to do with their elemental. They're both air signs or, of the sword suit. So that's what I mean. They are a divine couple. You and your person, whether you're male, female, male, whatever this couple is, you are a divine pairing. This was absolutely in a sense, a soulmate relationship. It certainly doesn't have to mean that's forever. And I think that's what some of you are deliberating. I'm pretty happy here. Do I want to uproot my life to go be with the person I love? That's why this is in reverse. I don't think you've decided yet. I think the conversation will be had. But I actually love the symbolism of this. If you look at her sword, it's not your straight and narrow, right? It's a little bit, it's curved, it's bendable, it's flexible, right? I think this is saying the plans you had for this relationship, something unexpected or unanticipated, sort of, because intuitively you were already feeling it, finally came to the surface, and now it's okay, what are we going to do? Your plans may change, in flux. Your plans may end up having to be very flexible, particularly something in the past that you were rock solid on, something, you drew the line in the sand. I will never move to the city, ever, ever, ever. Your person will be like, babe, we got to move to the city. And you're like, okay. Do you know what I mean? What was once straight and narrow and inflexible, suddenly there's a little bit of bendability. There's a little bit of adaptability, which I think that's great. I think that shows that you are you've grown spiritually. Again, as long as it doesn't, what is the word? Go against your moral or ethical code, right? As long as you're not putting yourself in danger, or understand what I mean. It's not violating any moral code you have for yourself or your mind, body, spirit, your value, your worth. That's important. This has to do with, I think, taking one for the team, Virgo. That's really what's coming up here. And the thing is, I think most of you will do it because you love your person. Again, make sure it's good for you too, though. Don't give up your entire life. Don't give up your power to another person, including a tarot reader, right? These are just messages that want to come through. I think most of you will choose to do this, but it does scare you a little bit. This may involve, moving to a different state, moving to a different town, moving to a different country. Yeah, you're going to start fresh. The Green Man, you're going to move to a tiny little village somewhere in the country, and maybe you're a city chick and you're used to that life. It doesn't have to be. I'm just giving you guys examples. Some of you, your person is a musician and they travel for a living, like concerts, right? They travel around the globe. Some of you Virgos are going to choose to go with them on tour, whenever that is, right? I think everyone's still kind of in the quarantine pandemic phase of our life or our time cycle right now. But again, this message may resonate later in the future. Some of you are going to join some sort of fun club or some sort of fun team. And again, it's something about travel. That's what I meant with this. There is a team dynamic to this. As I said, take one for the team. This could be a family matter. Maybe your husband is uprooting the entire family, including the kids and the this and the that and the family dog. Maybe you're hopping in a camper and you're traveling across country and you're moving your life, all at the same time. There is a lot going on here, but I think you're going to change your perspective and start to look at it as a new adventure. This deck drives me nuts. You're going to look optimistically the way the Fool does. You're going to take a leap of faith that I think this is my person. And it's almost like you don't want to risk losing them, but you're more willing to risk the idea of leaving the safety zone. That's what it is. And to that, I think that's positive, right? Spirit wants us to grow and change and develop and adapt. And yeah, by moving to a new city or moving locations, I won't even say moving, changing your environment, changing the way you guys do something, it may actually promote some self-growth within you as well, because you're going to have to adapt to this change, right? And that is positive. The only constant in life is change. So it's like, I think you're going to face it head on. I think you're fearful. I think sometimes the negative thoughts weigh very heavily on you and you sink into this state of what if and oh my goodness. But when it comes down to it, you're going to harness if you are female or male, you're going to harness your more masculine side and face it. You're going to do it. You're going to establish roots because you can look around and see the success you've had so far in establishing everything in your life, everything that you've built. So there's no reason why you couldn't take what you've already built and again move with it in another direction, or with a person, with a new person, with an old person. Right? It doesn't matter so much, but this is a very unusual message. I mean, it feels very positive, but yeah, it's about new life cycles. Something with a Taurus, and I did mention Taurus at the beginning of your reading, potentially Taurus or Libra, and this is a Libra card too. I almost said to you Libra when I was talking about the musicians and stuff, going on tour with someone, maybe your person, maybe your Libra is a musician, or maybe someone in your family or something about that. I'm going to throw one more on that, and then we're going to wrap it up. This one. Yeah, with the Fool and literally the egg cracking open, it's a brand new beginning. It's a brand new life. Some of you babies, you might be pregnant. And maybe that's a difficult decision or conversation you have to have with your person, right? I mean, I'm certainly not here to impose any type of agenda on you guys, but there may be a conversation about the pregnancy. It was a gift. It was a gift from spirit. Some of you didn't think you could get pregnant anymore, and you did. Yeah, you guys are going to travel. Castle in the clouds. You guys are going to travel. It's beautiful. It will be lush. It will be abundant. Don't live in a state of lack of how good it used to be. Just because in the distance you can't quite see what's coming in. The moon is all about having faith that if you wander off into the unknown, things will quickly become illuminated. And they will. That's what your flashlight is for, Virgo. That's what your internal light, your lantern, your flashlight is there for. You're moving. You're changing something. And again, some of you are changing your job. Absolutely. It's good, it's positive, and yeah, you're doing it with your lover too. So if this indicates that you're moving because of a job, you might just meet your lover when you do decide to move, when you take flight or take sail somewhere else. When you uproot yourself and put yourself in a new environment or new land, things flourish, things bloom, things blossom. It's very, very positive. This may have to do with your career, something with working in the fields, gardening, vegetables, farms, healthy, organic, granola shit. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean. So it's positive. Your plans do change. Something goes in an unforeseen way, but it is for the positive. And I'm telling you, no matter who you're dating or interested in, there's good potential to meet a divine counterpart or to continue your journey with a divine counterpart because it's blessed by the heavens. This is being overseen by a spirit guide or like an angel, particularly an Aries who passed on in your ancestry. They're watching over you. All right, that's what I got for you guys. Virgo, please like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below. I almost said what marinates, what resonates, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.